I believe we're ready to hop in very, very soon. It gets us a little excited by all means. We've had a teaser of Ramaza Hardpoint. We're going to be jumping back into it very, very shortly. The Ravens, a lot to prove here. We saw the trash talk online. Sometimes it's not by the players, you know, those social media managers, I tell you what.
Loving it.
It wasn't,
loving it.
It wasn't Hector's optic. Sorry, it wasn't Hector's optic, Slash's optic. It was Paris's optic yesterday. It was like, what's going on?
I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying the story, the drama that we're building slowly but surely here in the COD League. Again, it's the very first weekend, friends. It's going to be a very long and wonderful year. All of it available on youtube.com/COD League. But you knew that. You're already watching. Here we go. Back into the game, back into the hardpoint. Second time's the charm. Will Kismet be tagged right off the rip once again by those lovely London nades? He bloody will. Right, back into the hardpoint we go. Top bridge control. Will he complete the play? Oh my. It's as if we've seen it before. He's going to be hitting that wrap again. I wonder if London will fall for it again and allow Kismet to hit the rear.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to be playing Paris on Ramaza Hardpoint, Kismet usually hits the blank. I'll tell you that one for free. However, you're going to have to pay me more to know more. Zed, Shox, and Luca already taking names, and this is perfect timing. Kismet's going to come in from behind, and it is deja vu here, as we are going to see the couple of points go towards the Ravens, and Paris Legion step up their slaying ability and take over. 35 seconds left on the clock here. This you've got to be careful here. A lot of long-range lines of sight, but you're going to see in the bottom left or mid-left here a lot of kind of FMJ kills through those walls. Penetration at its finest here, as we see 13 and 14 points trickle up for the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens with a nice start. Not a great start, but they'll be looking to work on that one. Paris now have slight control of the hard point. This is Scraps on your screen of the London Royal Ravens. Maneuvering around, trying to deal damage as best he can as we look towards the next hardpoint rotation. You see again the kills department looking somewhat more solid in general, actually, for Paris Legion, and it's showing in the scoreboard right now as well. Den sitting at 4 and 1. 1 and 3 for Luca, a little slow for him. But Den's as well, he's also getting the majority of the hardpoint time, 26 seconds to his name, and he's also got the most kills, so strong work already from the big Australian. Yeah,
Ray's yet to pick up the kill, but I'm sure he'll be changing that 9 seconds to his name. 3 deaths, but it looks like Ravens, they of course started on this side of the map, and you saw Kismet trying to flip those spawns. Didn't work, as Ravens now back off. They dig the heels in, they're going to anchor this one. However, if you have a look at the minimap, those blue arrows are just going to be spawning out, and it's actually going to be Legion who take control. They're going to get in, stay alive, try and do it. It's Kismet with 3 in a row for him, still alive, just finally taken down by Rated as he finds his first kill of the game. And we are going to see the Ravens retake control with 15 seconds left. This is good scrap time, but again, this is where you should see Paris kind of back off, set up, hold tight, and really play for that next hardpoint.
Yeah, such a difficult hardpoint to control as well. You can see 3 or 4 ways in there. Very, very close quarters. It's extremely dangerous once you get in. You have to make your nades, your tacticals work, but it's very difficult to do that with those trophy systems in play as well. We'll see how that fares in the next set of rotations. But London managing to come out on top there. 7 and 5 for Dylan, 6 and 7 for Jerd. Looking good, but Rated, again, 1 and 4. A little slow start from him, but he is doing the majority of the hardpoint time, playing the objective for his team. Now we get on board with Paris as Zed, Shox, and Dens try to hold down the front line while they keep that barbershop safe just to the left of them right now. These are great shots from Zed as he peeks out, just trying to slow them down. But that smoke play is going to allow a big change. Here come London, driving their way forwards. Den's on the left-hand side flank. Shots are through, not able to get too much, but this reposition is fantastic. He's going to catch these players on spawn potentially, but the time is what's worked out for Paris.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see it as well. Zed has said there's 20 seconds left, but I'm already thinking about the next hard point. Paris Legion have actually done this really, really well. They've hold tight, they've got the time on the hill, and they've actually got one of their players in and amongst construction, but he might have just been hurt. If you look at Dylan, the way he's moving around, it really indicates that he thinks that someone's here, and I tell you what, Spidey sense is tingling, and he is right, but can he hunt him down? The predator, the prey. Who will be which here, as Zed is now going to get into the action. The kill feed's still orange. Kismet's going to deal 1, and it's going to be Zed still, and in amongst the action here, he's teamed up with Kismet. And I tell you what, it's looking like a deadly duo on the stairs, but it's going to be Ravens who jump in, get the first 10 seconds. But look at the minimap. It's going to be swarmed here by Legion. Den, Shox, and Luca, the Aussies from down under. I tell you what, they're making their mark in Minnesota here, and they've already taken down 1 Titan. Can they do it again?
What a way to do it. The first map again, it's still quite close. There's a long way to go, but you have to like what you're seeing, especially as a fan of the Paris Legion. Big shots again. The teamwork is absolutely spectacular right now from the Legion. They're firing together as a unit. You're never running into one at a time, and these angles they're covering so well here on Ramaza. That hard point was very lucrative for them. They managed to get a huge amount of points, and now they're gearing up for the next one. London have just seemed to fall a little short.
We talk about these SMG players, the ones rocking that MP5 and getting in your face. I tell you what, Paris is one of the best teams to do it. The Kismet, Zed, even Luca kind of getting so aggressive. Rated's struggling at this point. 9 interactions, only 2 kills to his name. Yes, playing that objective, I understand, but he's that player who will set up, and once he does, I'm sure he'll find his footing, and he has actually got an MP5 in his hands as well. We'll jump on board with Raid to see what he can do, as Jerd in and amongst the action, taking damage, still alive. As we zoom on out, you see the smoke starts to linger. Shots finds one, will be shut down. It's back and forth in the kill feed here, but as Scraps and Dylan combine for the double, this is a hard point to hold, and you see just so much clutter with that kill feed going in favor of the Ravens, but we are going to see Legion have that favorable spawn, so they're consistently contesting this and putting the pressure on. Look at the scoreboard, Miles, 144 to 77, double the points, and I tell you what, they're looking twice as good at this point.
Scraps is doing everything he possibly can to try to break that hardpoint hold that Paris had. You see the benefit of spawning so close to the hardpoint, those orange arrows on the right-hand side of the minimap. All they have to do is come off spawn, they can throw their tactical straight away and get back into the fight, as we're seeing in time and time again. They held that so well. Scraps had to go on a huge 5 spree there with the help of his teammates to try to break that. Paris in the driver's seat here. They've got the bull by the horns, and Ravens are certainly struggling here. Back we go to the bridge now. Very first hardpoint once again. It was a solid start for the London Royal Ravens, but now Paris have started to really walk away with this.
Yeah, Ravens seem to be warming up by all means in a way. They had that spawn trap on there, they had them pinned back, and it looks like Paris have actually broke on free, and now they're trying to get in and amongst this hardpoint. And the hard thing about holding this hardpoint, again, so many points of entry, up the ladder, through both sides, the construction, 3 levels as well, really hard to maintain. I say that. London, they're making it look easy at this point here, as you do see it going back-to-back. 4-kill streak for Wuskins, currently 9 and 10. He was at a 0.5 before this, but we saw his stats yesterday. Have faith in one half of the Marshall brothers here, as we see him on screen, rocking that M4, taking names. Quick little drop shot there. Still collecting those points, 7 seconds left, and a little bit different here. Roles reversed as we go to the next hard point here, Miles. It looks like Legion are going to have this control.
Yeah, this has been an incredible hold for the bridge there on Legion. Now we roll back over towards the electronic shop. Bottom left-hand side of your minimap, excuse me. Kismet lined up ready for this one. Dead silence allowed Jerd to slip by. He didn't hear a single thing. He let his aim go, but this is a good play. In from behind, Denz is going to back him up. Kismet doing the best he can to eliminate these angles of attack that London is setting up upon him. Zed down low, cut down immediately by the aggression of Dylan. And here we go, Shocks is the next line of defense. The hardpoint's starting to look a little more dangerous, but the Ravens are approaching. Paris still in control, brilliant work. It's just a wall of bullets there from the Paris Legion as they will hold the line. Jerd trying to make the entry kills from behind. It ain't working out there either, my friend, and still Paris will hold the line.
London knocking at the door here, but Paris putting that barricade up, and I tell you what, the barricade starting with Kismet here, so strong, 19 kills, top fragging for his team, alongside Denz, who's currently on a 3 streak. Denz, though, 98 seconds of hardpoint time to his name. Mr. Do-It-All right now, as they lead by around 60 points. The final 50 is all they need. Rotation is going to favor Ravens. They're backed off, and this is typically what we will see. But the problem, Miles, Ravens can't just take this time and let the next go. They've got to think 1, 2, 3 steps ahead. And if there's one player to do it, it's going to be Dylan.
Dylan, fast player, very aggressive. He tends to lead by example. Tip of the spear, wow, almost getting Shocks there as well. Brilliant stuff nonetheless. As we see in the barbershop being held now admirably. Scraps on the right-hand side flank, trying to keep Zed out. That doorway is going to be his best friend right now as he tries to just buy time. But you can see Paris, they're encroaching on the position, trying to find those entry kills, trying to breach and clear. They haven't quite managed to do it yet, as once again, London have held this very, very well. This is an admirable hold. Zed, though, finally gets in towards the end. Dylan finds 3 kills in a row, but the time, that's really what you're going to be looking out for. And with 20 seconds left, Zed's got a lot of work to do alone.
Yeah, Zed's gone in, giving him short back and sides here, taking down 2, and with 10 seconds left, the Ravens should be able to clean that up. But Paris, they're in a great position to end this game. You start to see Kismet push forward, get this little window here, and I tell you what, he might be taking some damage, but he's holding the line. Shocks finds one elsewhere before falling down, and as we see construction now, under the control of Legion, this is where it could end, Miles. We need to see something absolutely huge from Ravens.
This could not have been a better setup now for the French. As you can see, 228 and climbing Dylan in from upstairs. He's got to try to make something big happen here, otherwise it's going to be curtains for London. There's a second. These entry kills are outstanding. Now he's trying to catch the players on spawn, and there's another one. Dylan, 4 in a row. You better make it 5!
Dylan!
He's not stopping anytime soon. makes safe the trophy as he gets another set of kills here, and London, they're back in this with a chance. This is exactly what they needed on this hard point.
Talk about Dylan for a second. 28 and 24 here right now. No one even on his team close to 20 kills. He's really dragging his team through it. They've still got the hard point, but in from behind is going to be Zed. The other Brit on the main stage, taken down here. That's going to be Jerd. Struggled a little bit, currently sat 14 and 26. But if Ravens get a good rotation here, if they can break instantly, they can still come back. Only 17 points needed, Miles, and it's all going down in the alley.
Yeah, London, we love what you did there on construction site. We've got to do it all over again now on the alleyway. Here we go. The Ruins, there's going to be the Sage, and this is it. It's set. The pieces are ready, though, and it's going to be the Legion who have got control in from behind Kismet. Oh, but from behind, and once again, Dylan, the absolute villain now for the Legion. Can we get it done, though, for Paris? 243 and climbing. Shox waiting for the smoke to clear so we can get those shots through. The defensive hold has been good. He's in a great position. Shox has got 2. He could maybe get more, but no. London back on the point. 30 seconds left. They need to hold this perfectly.
Now, this is going to be going back and forth, and the reason being, it looks like here, you can really just kind of put the pressure on, throw those smokes in, and put the Semtexes as well. And this is going back and forth. But the key thing is, it's not about the 5 points that the Legion need. We need to see the rotation. One player that's doing that is Rated. He's going for it. He's risking the biscuit. He leaves his team up to it, but he might have just thrown it away. We're going to see a contest come through. Luca finds the double, and we're going to see Paris take map number 1, 250 to 214. The Legion come out on top. Oh, ho, ho, Kismet.
He's saying "Fermez les bouches," which is French for "shut your mouth."
Wow, what a new French, but I guess maybe that's in the contract.
Hey man, they spent enough time there, let's face it, they know something by now. Wow, what a start to the series! The Royal Ravens losing at hard point, not what we expected, especially from the Legion, but hey man, power rankings, who cares anymore? All of the predictions, all of the expectations are going out of the window. I love it.
I couldn't agree more. One thing that I love is this Kismet and Dylan storyline. These are two absolutely electrifying players. They light up that main stage. They both finished with 32 kills. They are both going toe-to-toe. They are both almost like quote-unquote carrying their team through this and being that top slayer. Yes, there's many roles to a team, but it's so exciting to see these guys butt heads. Kismet comes out on top. We heard him on the stage yesterday. London, who?
Well, let's see if London can heed the call and bring the thunder now as we roll into our scuff play of the game. I mean, this was the dying moments of the hard point, and we saw Scraps just really put in a shift, but it was the final plays, again, from Kismet, from Shox, those submachine guns killing him.
Yeah, and I want to say, obviously, during this play of the game, the reason we highlighted this was it was fantastic how Paris dedicated themselves to that. I was talking about Rated going and saying, guys, you need to contest that. You need to challenge that. I'm going to rotate. If we saw that come to fruition, I could have seen London taking it because Rated kind of risked that. The problem was obviously Paris, they put all their resources into that and they were rewarded rightly so, but they had those power positions in that back alley, over the sandbags as well. A very well fought battle. But boy, do we have a game on our hands.
We really do, and that's the thing with hardpoint. I mean, you have to play for the hardpoint. You have to put everything you've got into making sure that you win the engagements, you hold the time as best you can, but then you have to set one member at least thinking about what's coming up next, and that is exactly what Rated did. Heads up play didn't pay off. Look, back to the drawing board for London.
Want to see this reaction here coming through from Paris and from Kismet. I think Kismet, I don't know whether that was his seat before, but he most certainly has pushed everyone to the side and said, I'm sitting as close as possible to these so-called Royal Ravens, and he is getting in their face. We saw it day one from Scump and Formal. We've seen it throughout the weekend, and I tell you what, we're going to see more and more and more. For me, I just kind of want it to go back and forth. I want to see the Ravens stand up and get in their face, this rivalry building more and more.
But there's a really good chance that could actually happen right now. We saw yesterday with Paris, with their search and destroy against Optic LA, it was not fantastic. There was much to be wanted for there. London,
it was quite poor.
It was quite poor, man. There's no doubt about it. London, though, we saw on Piccadilly, we saw the fantastic masterclass coming out of Waskins, the player on the far left-hand side of your screen there, one half of the Marshall twins. He absolutely put a clinic on. Now, Piccadilly's not going to be the map of choice. We will not be seeing that one. It is going to be Arklov Peak. But that does also mean snipes. That's a very, very big deal. On the other side of the board, though, I want to be thinking about Denz. Denz is another player. He's an absolute standout. But Dylan, look at those kills, mate. 32 and 29. His back must be aching.
People look at KD ratio too often. And right now you look at KD ratio and you look at Denz. But for me, it's interactions. What I mean by that, kills and deaths. Incredible there. Over 60 for Dylan. But Denz, He's sat there getting all those kills on the hard point, baby. 2.14, or 2 minutes and 14 seconds, should I say. This guy, again, I said it during the game, Mr. Do It All. He's putting the kills on the board. He's soaking up that time. However, on the other side of the stage, Dylan, this was one of these players which, when everyone was kind of making these drafts, you know, who would you pick up first? He was in a lot of teams, and rightly so. He had an absolute world-star performance in 2019.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Can he find the success here on Modern Warfare? Can he make a name for himself in the COD League? Search and Destroy, map number 2, rolling into Arklov Peak. I hope you brought some gloves and a jacket because it looks a little chilly out there. Search and Destroy, friends. First to 6 rounds. 2 bomb sites, 1 bomb, 2 teams, and a whole lot of fun.
Same map for Paris Legion as they played against OGLA. They kind of got handed to. Whether they went back and learned, I'm hoping they did, because honestly, judging by Ravens and what they pulled off on Piccadilly yesterday, this could be a one-sided affair. But again, we saw Kismet pulling out that sniper. He should be going up against Wuskin potentially. Maybe he changes things up, maybe he doesn't use a sniper. We'll of course run you through all the loadouts here. It does look like Wuskin is rocking that HDR, and we are seeing Luca pull out the AX50. So snipers on either side. We'll keep you firmly updated, but Luca, time to shine?
Yeah, here we go. Watching that long trench down by the A-bomb site. Again, a very, very important position. It allows you to catch these little angles. You can play peekaboo almost. So Luca's going to now be providing this cover for Zed to advance that bomb forward and make closer to the A-bomb site. The defensive line for the Royal Ravens, though, a little bit more spread out towards the back. Wuskin's there playing the sort of lone man position towards A with Dylan at the forefront. There it is. That's important. They did not expect that. They covered the trench, but they did not cover the top of the bomb site. Great nade from Dylan as well. Yeah,
I mean, that was straight up. He knew one player's there, there's got to be more. When you sniff them out, you take them out. As we do see 1-4, Zed is going to be the player to drop here for Legion. And straight away, when a player drops, you kind of see how does the team react. And Paris, they've kind of started to go slow. They have retrieved the bomb, which is a big plus. But do they try and rotate, try and go towards B in that house, or do they push on forward? Creepy, creepy. Hello.
Luca's really trying to...
You got to be slow on this game. You loud footsteps.
Very loud footsteps, heavy boots, tactical gear, baby. But we are watching Kismet try to pick up that bomb, now fill the position that we lost when Zed went down. Wuskin still watching over towards the top main street of A, but that trench ever so close.
Kismet is just creeping on forward. You can see on the right-hand side of your screen right now. There's the bullets. Information has been gathered.
Dylan, what are you going to do? You got trigger discipline. Is he going to hold it back? Or is he going to make the play? Charge forward. Shots are out. Kismet manages to get through. That's big. Luca, though, he takes care of the sniper. Now the eye in the sky is gone, and Luca finds a second. Dylan's in real trouble now. The reinforcements better get here fast.
Number 3. Play peekaboo. I dare you. It doesn't go his way. Dylan finds the double. And now going back and forth. Shocks and Dens answer back, and it's going to be a 1v2. It's all up to Scraps. Last alive. But the bomb has gone down so close.
Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. Scraps manages to pop the dead silence, and he slips on through and assassinates Dens. Now it's a 1v1. Scraps versus Shocks. 22nd on the bomb. He has to get the kill on the Shocks and make the defuse. If he guesses correctly, he's sorted, but he still has dead silence, so he can move very quickly, and this is going to really work out for him. Dead silence wins the battle. 10 seconds to get the fuse. He's got to make it there fast. Is he going to get it done in time?
I think he has. I think he's good. The defuse comes in, and Scraps follows in his footsteps of his brother. Yesterday, we saw Wuskins with a 1v3. Today, Scraps with a slightly less impressive, yet still impressive, 1v2. But I tell you, wait. That is one way, to open a game of Search and Destroy. A 1v2, I feel like Legion should have really closed that one out.
Could not have been closer. Great start. 2 kills to his name for Scraps, and a full round win on the bomb defuse. London now on offense will not be opting to hit A in the same manner that we saw Paris do in the last round. So we go to B.
And interestingly enough, again, we've had a quick change here. Luca put the sniper away. Kismet's actually pulled it out. Maybe this is a defense. Offense kind of thing here, strategy. Shocks, first blood. Jerd's going to drop 0 and 2 for him. I'll have to wait 90 seconds to get back in this game. But MP5 in Scraps' hands, he's looking to get up close and personal, Miles.
And that's a huge killer onto Jerd, because Jerd was the bomb carrier. So now the bomb is down. That icon on your screen right in front of you. Scraps has got to go for it. You see a bit of covering fire there from Rated in the background. Levels it out, takes care of Luca. Scraps has got to make a play for that bomb. Nice bit of intel. The nade goes up. No good. Scraps now desperately trying to pick up that bomb, pick up the objective so they can keep the play going. Dylan, meanwhile, back in the trench on the other side of the map, looking to gain ground. And you're seeing London just slowly but surely purchase this real estate. Inch by inch, they are coming closer and closer to danger. The danger comes in the form of Kismet and that sniper rifle. Wow.
Gaps in the fence. Kismet trying to take advantage, but Zed's going to slide on in. It's going to be Dylan waiting in the trench here. It's now in a 2v3. Number advantage favors Paris. However, that didn't matter in round number 1. Will it in 2 as Dylan finds a double again. He's got 5 kills to his name. We're only just halfway through round number 2. Dylan, the superstar that he is really showing us what he's made of. And now advantage to the Ravens as the bomb has been planted. How is the retake going to go down from the Aussies?
Scraps and Dylan defending the bomb site now against Dens and Shocks. Dylan right on back, but you see the Australians just banding together. Closer up front of towards the bomb site. Dead Silence has been popped by Shocks. He's making the play forward. Into the smoke he goes. He's managed to overshoot one of those players. That's dangerous. He managed to run right past Scraps. Now Dens is in a 1v2 situation. Great shots, but not enough to get it done. 15 seconds now remain. If he can get a little closer, he's got to make these kills count very quickly. It's not going to be enough.
It really isn't. And one thing I want to outline there just towards the end, what was so smart is we got one of the Ravens back off and there was a bit of a smoke kind of lingering around. He put a few bullets in just to check no one was in the bomb. That gave his location up. But what we saw Scraps actually do was put in a position just in that rubble there where if anyone challenged that back player, he was able to take him out. It worked perfectly. It was almost like a little mousetrap set by the Ravens, and it worked perfectly.
It's quite a lot of mice here on our club peak.
Yeah, I think you're talking about one yesterday, but moving forward here, round number 3 is underway, and the Ravens replicated what Optic did yesterday on this map.
Paris is just sort of hoping for the practice like at this point. Heavy push towards A, as it looks like only Dens is moving towards the B side on offense. It's quite an aggressive defensive hold from the Ravens, though. 2 of them looking towards that B site as they creep forward. Oh, Luca, you saw a face there. That was definitely a person.
Cheeky. He's definitely told his teammates. Oh my goodness, we can see the outlines. You most certainly can't at home. But you saw the information being relayed to his teammates, and those nades just went flying.
And the player down the other end of the trench is actually going to be Wuskins with that sniper rifle. So we could be seeing a bit of a snipe off, but potentially the ARs, the assault rifles of Shocks will get that one done again as they just teeter forward, not willing to give anything up right now.
Dens has probably got the most boring job in the world right now, but he actually could be rewarded as Rated is hitting the flank as well. Here's Rated. Has he accounted for the most boring yet most rewarding job? It's Dens. Rated's going to be kicking himself with that one. I know what I usually say when I get shot in the back from there. Not nice things. Scraps, though, 4-0. Kicking his campaign for Search and Destroy off nicely. Kismet.
Oh no!
Kismet!
That timing. Oh, God, that hurts. Well, it's only fair, right? The Shocks gets taken out as well by Dylan. Such aggression. Scraps is on his 5th kill of the game. And oh boy, just like that, it's turned on its head. 3 or 4 versus 2 now. Paris are in trouble. Zed and Luca are all that's left. However, a couple of sneaky kills could really make this work out. Luca's in a bit of trouble down by the bomb site, but Zed's real close. He could potentially find something here on Wuskins.
There's the big light. Oh, connection. But it's not going to be enough. He's going to send the Bull Terrier that is Zed in. Luca's going to drop. Zed might find one, but it's only going to be one. And again, Ravens take the round. The Search and Destroy is looking ever so clean. You might have heard of a term, COD timing. What that means is sometimes you get a little bit lucky of when players look left and right or turn around, and Dylan got the best time in there, not on 1 but 2 players. He picked off the first in Kismet, and you heard our reaction, but he pushed through the L-bend there, and he just got past that overlook to shoot someone in the side. Dylan now 7-2. Scraps 5-0. Those are the 2 really putting all the numbers on the board.
Yeah, it's a lot of numbers to be put up. And again, Wuskins not able to find a huge amount of success with the sniper rifle so far, not unlike his performance on Piccadilly, which was very, very nice, friends. But here we go. Back towards A on the defense. Kismet leading the charge. Nades are up. And all these grenades being thrown, I mean, these are pre-approved positions. Oh, baby! Paris loves to throw them. Great work from Kismet and Zed there. They do that together. And the synchronicity at which they throw their grenades means that players running the EOD perk, they're dead in the water. You can't survive more than 1 at a time, and that is exactly what they go for. Brilliant stuff to open this one up.
So you're on a 5v3. You're on defense. This is a round you've got to win, Paris. You make them have to push you. The pressure is on the Ravens. Don't let it slip here. We've seen mistake after mistake. Yesterday I saw Zed make an absolute beauty of a double kill and then just over-challenge and get a little bit too aggressive.
Look at this.
Finds one.
Peekaboo.
That's going to be 6 in a row now for Scraps. 6-0.
And this is the thing with London. They're willing to take these risks. Scrap's got another one. He's still here. He just popped right back up and found a second kill in the same position. Paris have got to adapt to this one. He's leveled it out. Now it's a 3v3.
Rated's on the flank again. Rated's pushing forward. Rated's pushing forward. He's going to find one. He's going to drop, but the information is there.
2v1 though. Waskin's now left alone. Quick flank through the back end of the trench. He knows exactly where those players are, but it's so difficult. Dangerous. Oh boy, speaking of dangerous, the snipes are up. You're going to re-challenge, you're going to re-peek. Oh boy, he just saw the little backpack, the fanny pack of Dens. He could have taken that shot if he so wanted. 20 seconds though. Paris, careful!
Oh my!
Waskin's now a 1v1.
He's seen him. He's seen him.
Luca needs to wait. Luca's got to wait, otherwise this round is going all the way to London. The next 1v1's going to decide it all! Waskins, you dirty boy!
The Marshall twins back at it again. Whether it's Scraps or Waskin. Which Marshall, it doesn't matter.
That is incredible.
The clutch factor's there. I think I said at the start of this one, 5v3, you're on defense, you've got to win, don't throw it away. Ah, Paris!
Just wondered what was going on in the Paris communication there. I mean, they knew he was coming from trench with snipe. There was a shot fired initially. Dens repositioned, gave him the full chest to work with.
It might have been Waskin who clutched up, but it was Scraps who opened up the account with that double in the trenches. Again, these two. 7 kills each for Scraps and Dylan. Waskin really his biggest impact there.
Crazy, crazy search and destroy. Paris, though. Close, but no cigar.
And at this point, you've played this map, you got handed to 6-1 by Optic. You're 4-0 down, you've got to change something up. And this is what it looks like Paris are doing. They're trying to make a mid-push. They're trying to maybe flood out the Ravens over by B. And at this point, we're so early on into the CDL season, you know, is this Ravens being amazing at S&D? Did Paris just kind of suck? I mean, time will tell here, but you've got to credit the team right now who is 4-0 up. And absolutely dominating. Clutch after clutch from the Ravens. And as we see the first gunfights go down, Luca will find that first blood.
Absolutely fearless as well. He knew he was being taken from the right there. Big heavy shots there, just covering him in that position right there, sort of broken well. Kismet's now managed to advance forward. Watching those windows, that top position there is, again, very, very strong. A little bit dangerous, though. If he guesses right, again, the staircase is to the left-hand side, so those players have to come from that direction. If he guesses right, he gets them. If not, he's basically just sitting out in mid-map doing very little. Now we see Paris with a slight advantage, but we've watched them burn these advantages away in the past. Infiltrating the B site, but there's a player next to him. Big shots in from behind. Not enough time to get it done, but the damage has been dealt.
Yeah, I like the dead silence play from Kismet there. He kind of pushed up into an unknown territory, but it was traded out so nicely from Rated. Easy kill as he pushes forward. The bomb is making his way towards A. Now, with this bomb going down, we've got a 3v4. Again, number advantage, it favors the Legion, but at this point, that doesn't really matter.
No, it's fine. 35 seconds left on this bomb before it detonates. London were pulled towards the B site. Now they're going to stack up and make their way through. Shocks, eyes up, my friend. Here they come. And London walks straight into the rifle of Shocks. Brilliant work there. Paris finally get on the board.
Nicely done by Paris there. Again, repositioning. We said at the start of that round, obviously, they've kind of been getting handed to in this map. They tried to change something up, the smoke screen. It looked like they were going towards B. Just delayed it. It was almost a delayed A push. Probably not out of the strat book, but they repositioned. They got over to that A site, and they got there with the bomb down with no real challenge. And then Shocks, when he was positioned up there with an M4, it's very hard to take down. So credit to Paris for the first time in this search and destroy. Is this where the comeback begins? Let's jump into round number 6 here. Another 2 minutes on the clock. Jerd with the bomb in hand. Jerd, just 1 kill to his name. You know, he struggled a little bit on the hard point, not having the best search and destroy. He's definitely an X factor for this team who, when turns up, he can shut a game down.
Certainly can. We've been calling Jerd the king for, I think, nearly 10 years now. And with good reason. That's all right. His Majesty can put his feet up for the time being because Dylan is really putting in a shift at 8 and 4. That manning your screen again. On the offense now, it looks like a B hit, and it's very, very slow from the Royal Ravens. Kismet, though, perfect positioning there. Shut the door behind him. Pat yourself on the back. That's a job well done. An opening kill is going to slow the play down somewhat for London, but let's see how they adapt with a man down. And once again, it is Jerd. Caught out. Bomb has now been dropped. Challenging scenes for London.
And it's funny, I'm sure the analysts will break it down. It feels like Paris have got the first blood more often than not. We saw it in the previous round, this round. We saw the nades going over the top when they picked up 2. We've seen Luca with the sniper. I'm not sure if it was first blood, but it was like these guys have been playing well. It just seems like the second half of the rounds it goes to pieces when they lose their team. Connection either side. That grenade's not going to connect with anyone here, but as we currently sit in a 5v4, the bomb is being planted for the first time at B here. How are they going to set up for this one? It's going to be an interesting one. We see one go down, and I see Scraps reposition in the front guard, and Luca and Shox, though, will find one. Scraps, location revealed. He's got to find another. He will do, and it's all up to Scraps in a technical 1v3.
But wait,
however,
the bomb's being defused. Scraps, you got to look at the bomb, mate. Paris have just gone and stole another round. Sneaky, sneaky Parisians.
Yeah, Scraps played perfectly there. The problem was he lost every single member of his team. He pushed out, he found two. He actually found the third off screen as we watched the player defuse it, steal it away from him. But you've got to, right now, give that credit to Paris. They got on the bomb, they positioned well, and it was Luca and Shox again to open up that. And we see this widespread of kills, you know, for a Raven. Scraps on 10, Jerd on 1. All pretty concise on the Legion here, ranging from 3, I beg your pardon, to 8 for Luca. I thought it said 6, never mind. We're going to ignore that one as we run into round number 7. I would like to see some more offenses go towards B. I really think it does kind of spice and change up the game. And if you're a defensive team and they've just pushed B, you're like, okay, well then, not a one-trick pony.
Asking you shall receive, my friend. Kismet trying to make something happen here. There's only one defender just to the left. You can see the X-ray here on COD card. There he is. They have no idea he's there. Luca now pushing forward, trying to find something. But as you can see, those gunfire has driven London back somewhat. Those mini-map arrows are going to start moving somewhat as they think the play may be coming more towards A. It's a distraction, a ploy, a trick by the French. It
almost feels like they're trying to replicate the previous offense where it's just a delayed A push. Now, again, whether it was or wasn't out of the strap, look, it worked for sure. It seems like they're trying to push that forward. However, on the offense, it's going to be Dylan. Finds one, but he's going to be shut down, and now it's turning into that 4 versus 4. Dylan was trying to just get in and get out when the get was good.
Oh, I love it from Kismet. Just rotating around that sort of hill there in the cemetery. The hard defilade cover he gets from that hill just in front of him is almost impenetrable. He's trying to get through that one, so he's safe as long as he plays prone. He has to watch the far right-hand side where Rated is now, but otherwise this is a cool position for Paris to be in. They can reposition now, start hitting towards B. Or even, if they have given themselves enough space, they could cut right through the middle of the map and go back towards A.
The problem is, obviously, the choke points here that they're going to be pushing into. They're so widely seen by so many. You could see Scraps kind of just push through A here and look right across the map. He's going to catch 2 off guard. It's a risky maneuver for Paris, but when you're 4-0 down, when you've lost the map 6-1 yesterday, maybe taking risks is what you've got to do, and it's been paying off. Now a widespread through the cemetery into the choke point that I was kind of talking about.
Yeah, Luca could not make that work. Again, great positioning from London. Kismet holding the site. Now he's got to get the bomb in there fast. Here comes the arm. It's just in time with 3 seconds to spare. Now the play develops. Den's managed to find 1. There's 3 members of London left to try to get the retake now.
That's the biggest save ever. Den's just shot him in the back as his teammate pre-planted. The bomb nearly went down, and now he's starting a 2v2. Was getting rated to go big here on your screen, though. It's Kismet, pistol in hand. Can he make it work? All players so close together.
It's a 2v2, and again, that opening kill is going to be absolutely huge. Kismet there with a pistol in hand. Rated's on the defuse, though. He's just gone for a quick touch. Zed, if he gets to this window, you can see the bomb site. Good timing, great timing. He's going to get the kill there. Now it's a 1v1. Watch the clock. Waskin has to hunt him down very, very quickly. Otherwise, this is another round. The 3rd in a row for Paris. Whew.
Here's Zed at the window. And again, once you get that bomb down, much like a lot of search and destroy, sometimes there's so many different angles. You can go up top in the building, out front, through the side, and Zed chose the window here, and unfortunately for Waskin, didn't have enough time to bait out. Kismet actually played it really well. When he was going upstairs, he didn't have that dead silence. Remember, he used that in the previous rounds. He was making a lot of noise, jumping on boxes, jumping off, but it was almost just a distraction. He was just trying to keep himself alive, and as the time ticks down, that is what wins them the game here. So from 4-0 up, now to nearly tied up here. 4-3, currently still in the lead are the Ravens, but we've not really seen much more from them. I'd just expect them to go back to A, which it looks like they're doing, because it was working beautifully.
Time and time again, we're seeing a more favored here on our clock peak. Shox with a nice opening kill there onto Dylan. That's a wonderful player that catches your opening kill. Kismet lined up back towards the site here. These shots down range are great, but you got to watch out. These snipers, deadly position to be in.
Yeah, Zed's
no snipers actually for anyone in the Royal Ravens.
Zed's actually made himself a very valuable player as he's pushed up into that broken building. Kismet, I think he's read the play. He's read it beautifully. With the M4, you're going to outgun at that range, especially when pre-aiming down. Zed had been rewarded for the position, not with one, but with 2 kills. Wuskin's going to shut him down. But after everything is said and done, Wuskin's left in a 1v3. We know how good he can be in these situations, don't get me wrong, but this is heavy advantage to Paris.
Great eyes there on Kismet to catch him down there. Again, this is a difficult situation for Paris to be in. They have no idea if Wuskin has a sniper or not, so they're going to have to play this one very carefully. They could charge him together as a unit and just hope for the trades. There are 3 of them, but at the same time, they need to be careful about that instant takeout from those sniper rifles that he doesn't really have. Oh, spoiler alert, boys. You could charge him, but if he makes his way forward, he can get these kills. Oh, that's big. 4 in a row.
Legion learned the mistake. Stick together. You don't want to challenge 1 by 1 when there's a twin on the loose.
What is it with twins and esports?
Listen, you don't need to build chemistry. You come out of the womb with that chemistry, you're fine.
You have a distinct advantage as a player if you've got a twin sibling. Just take notes, parents listening. If you can pop out a twin, don't worry. One day they'll be great at video games.
Round number 9, all tied up, 4 back-to-back here for Paris. Miles, the answer for Royal Ravens right now, how they stop it, I'm not quite sure. Again, the Slain power, which was coming from Scraps and Dylan, that really kind of just stopped.
Yeah, the tricks that we saw Scraps being able to pull there by low trench, those little peekaboo plays, is Mole has been whacked rare because they've managed to stop that from happening ever since we saw that first play. And again, the snipes aren't really working out either anymore, so the ARs and the SMGs, they're really getting the work done now. And it looks like we're going back towards B for the Paris Legion.
It's just such a slower, more methodical style of play right now that Paris are playing on the offense. Previously, and even when they played Optic yesterday, it was very much just everyone just run at A. You know, we'll go down the trenches, we'll try and get the better of them, and it didn't work time and time again. It didn't work at the start of this round.
Slow. See how close these players are to each other. All they can hear is the sort of scatter of electricity behind them and the sound of snow falling on the ground next to them. This is so tense for these players. At that 5th round win, you're looking at map point. Dylan knows it, and so does Zed on the other side of the wall to him. He knows it as well. First player to make that mistake is going to pay for it. Sorry, it's Shocks. It wasn't Zed. My bad, friends.
It's all good. However, these players are in a stalemate. Off-screen, Kismet's actually made the first blood. Again, I've got to have that stat at the end of this one. I want to know how many first bloods Paris has picked up, especially in these opening 8 rounds. It looks like Shock's still in the same corner. However, Dylan's going to welcome him, I believe, with the top of the mornings here. On the flank, Zed, MP5, and he's planting the bomb already. This 5v5 is now a 1v5. Scraps. Again, I know you're part of the Marshall family twin, yeah, you're good at clutching, but it's a 1v5. This is well constructed. Methodical gameplay coming in from Paris, and I didn't think I'd say that on the Search and Destroy, but they're learning, they're adapting very quickly.
Oh boy, here we go, Scraps. Loud footsteps behind door number 1. It's Kismet. Coming up now on a Dens. He's got to work his way through them one at a time. Is it going to be enough? It's very tough to make this.
Oh, no! Oh!
Wow!
Hang on a second.
Scraps lands the stick onto Dens and then almost wins the gunfight. The Parisians may have pounded, and pummeled London, but Scraps almost had his way with at least 3 of them within a few seconds of each other. That is disgusting.
Whew. I found something in my stomach that shouldn't have been there for a second there. I thought Scraps was going to show us maybe a first 1v5 here. 14 kills for Scraps. However, he's down. They've lost 5 rounds on the bounce. Double digits coming in for Zed and Luca. Paris, can they do what a lot of people, including myself, thought would be unthinkable? 6 in a row here. London. Knocking down those doors, getting aggressive here. Smokes are plenty. It's all getting chaotic in the middle. Dens with the double. Luca drops. Kismet finds one. And the Ravens, they're falling apart. Rated and Wuskins at a heavy, heavy disadvantage now. It was just like 2 teams go into battle in the middle of the map, and let me tell you, Paris came out on top in this one.
There it is. Waskins is now alone again. We love to see the comebacks, but a 1v4 is difficult. He's going to play this very slowly, as you can on Art Club Peak, but he has a minute and 15 to try to pick up the bomb down in mid-map and hopefully find something. Waskins is in a real world of hurt now, and this is the last chance London have in the search and destroy before they go down 2-0 to their rivals, the Paris Legion.
1 down, 3 to go. Wuskin.
He's just holed up in top of that house. He's like, look, just come for me, guys.
He's got 50 seconds.
I'm going to get these 1v1s all day long. Just keep coming at me. This is Kevin McAllister. He's home alone. The traps are set. Okay, no, he jumped out the window. Uh-oh. And there it is! Paris. What an incredible comeback that was. 6-4. They managed to absolutely turn the tables on London there. When we come back after the break, domination.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We are here on Sunday. It is game day across the board for us this afternoon, and it's already been an epic start here for Paris Legion. They're taking on the London Royal Ravens, and it's not quite as raving as the Ravens would have hoped for as it was yesterday for them. What is going on? I need to understand this. I feel like they're a little bit swamped right now with what Paris Legion are kind of bringing them on stage, and we're going to break down a lot of this in just a moment. But overall, I just want to get your general thoughts about it. TP, what are we seeing from these two teams?
I think Paris is kind of replicating what they did yesterday, making the game and the respawn as scrappy as possible. It seems like they're playing at a much faster pace that I personally expected from them, and it's phenomenal stuff so far.
It is indeed. Now, we're going to start with our game fuel keys to victory. Nameless, I'm heading over to you. I want to know what you have in store for London Royal Ravens. What do they need to improve on in order to try and seal this win now on the stage?
Well, you know, going into this match, I thought they just needed to stay consistent from yesterday and try to put up the same performance. Clearly, that's not happening, and they did not expect this out of the Legion. So right now, they need to dominate this next map. They need to come out firing immediately because we saw how excited and how hyped Kismet and the rest of those guys got on the Legion. They need to stop this right now. They just lost 6 rounds in a row in that search. All the momentum is on the side of Legion. They need to take that momentum back right now early on in this map.
They do indeed. Well, there we go, the keys to victory there. Game Fuel keys to victory for London Royal Ravens. They need to step things up. I think that is a really big one to take away early on, like you said, Nameless. Now, TP, I'm heading over to you. Game Fuel keys to victory for Paris Legion.
So what I was going with for the Paris Legion is kind of fixing up what they struggled with yesterday, and that's the grouped aggression in Search and Destroy. We saw it in that Arklov peak. They struggled early, and then all of a sudden they really tightened up those setups and didn't let those picks get away from them in the early rounds. They grouped up in the later rounds, and when we did get to those late round situations, it was like only 1 or 2 guys left in the Royal Ravens. Really controlled the pace of the game in that second half of that S&D, so they're doing a good job.
They really are doing an incredible job. And I just want to talk about right now what we saw, that S&D. That was a huge switch up there from what we saw. You know, last time we saw Royal Ravens on S&D on the same map, Arklov Peak, they really tore things up. This time, they had a fantastic lead, but we just saw it swing right back around there with Paris Legion. That's really hard to do with S&D. Nameless, talk to me about what these guys were putting on show there, and why did they break that London setup, and how did they do it?
So I was worried for Legion because they lost 6-1 on this map, and then going into it, they go down 0-4, and it just seems like they didn't really know what they were doing. You saw them multiple rounds where they would inch up, or a player on the Ravens would inch up, they would die, and then they wouldn't double challenge. So like the Legion fixed it after that round number 4, which we're going to show for you guys here in a little bit, and it was just like a complete change-up. I thought it would take them like a little bit after a match to go research, watch VOD to figure it out, but no, they fixed it right in that map, so that was very impressive to see out of Legion.
They did indeed. Now, TP, Nameless, I'm going to have to pause there. Even though we do want to break down all of the action, we're going to head over to the casters to get the remainder of the game.
The remainder of the game may well be one map. Let's face it, Paris are looking pretty fine. London, that statement yesterday, the Raven that delivered that message, I think it died on the way back over from the Atlantic. Oh dear, it's not looking great for them, but as Nameless said, they've got to come out swinging. Can they do that, Phil? Gun runner?
I think they certainly can. If you think about the bigger picture, I think great stuff on the hardpoint. It was a super close game. It was one with one rotation that could have been different. The Search and Destroy, they started off so strong with a 4-0. They let it slip in. Honestly, Paris, they just really stepped up. They started to read the Ravens so well. I believe they got 7 of the first bloods as well going into that. We were talking about it. However, going into domination now, yesterday, London came out with an absolute, bit of a dominating fashion, shall we say, over the New York Subliners. And again, yesterday, we saw Paris Legion go against OGLA, and we saw domination go real back and forth. So both of these teams already have success. The Royal Ravens, they cannot afford to lose one more map. Is the reverse sweep possible? Absolutely. Are Paris Legion hungry, thirsty? And my goodness, do they want revenge already? Yes, they do. Here we are, domination on Gunrunner, kicking off with Dens.
What a spicy way to start the godly Paris 3-0 in London, potentially. Right, here we go.
Hold your horses, Miles.
Oh, look, mate, I'm just excited. Here we go into C. Straight away being neutralized by Kismet. That hyper-aggression immediately. Hey, London, got your points right here, mate. Doesn't need to get the full capture, just has to neutralize it. He's unplugged that point right now, as London will not be garnering any points. If he can keep these kills coming, which he cannot, that would be extremely detrimental to London early on. But again, we like to see that kind of aggression coming right out of the Parisians off the rip.
And so interesting here. You see B kind of not captured there. That was fully available for Paris to take off, but they just pushed forward. They wanted to neutralize C and start getting those spawn kills in. You see number 7, Zed, spawn behind C there for a second, and he's going to be able to come and just take it away, almost seems. The neutralization mate on, the kills coming in at B, the kill feed all orange, Paris Legion strong, A, B, and a neutralization on C. London, what the hell's going on?
I'm trying to think what noise a Raven makes. It's probably quite horrible, something I'm not going to do on broadcast.
Try it, go for it.
It's like a...
Nailed it.
Thanks, man. C being made secure now as London try to get back into the points. Been a bit slow, and again, that's helped down to the sabotage by Kismet. Scrap's now trying to make his way towards A, looking to return the favor. give him a little bit of love back. And he's managed to get close. Den's seen him. Great shots. Cuts him down before he can even get away from the crate. Fantastic work. But Dylan there is also in behind enemy lines. And now he's hoping to find something. And there it is. Gets a quick bit of retribution there onto Dens. And now he's making his way towards B. But still, this scoreline is looking fine. The communication from Paris is absolutely magnifique.
Absolutely brilliant here. And I will say, if you're new to domination, 3 flags, A, B, and C, side of 2 halves here. The time in the top middle, 4 minutes left already. I mean, we start with 6, and you're going to get 1 point every 5 seconds for each flag you hold. So if you got 2, the opposition's got 1, you're getting 12 points a minute. However, with 3, that turns to 36. That's a call to trip cap. We want to see it. However, C's changing hands just for a second, though, as we see it go back and forward. The MP5s are out in abundance here on Gunrunner, and it is still Legion with 2. A and B seem to be the preferred kind of setup on Gunrunner, and you start to see the pressure being put onto the traps. Now on your screen, Kismet shut down here by Wuskin, who takes that high ground, and maybe we can see some type of push onto either A or B.
Solid start again. You're loving to see this pace already being set by Paris early on. Hello, that's not a teammate. Jerd goes down from behind, and Zed, look at this pace. He's so fast right now, just hitting these raps immediately, stopping the reinforcements, hitting B, and there we go. There's another one, and there's going to be a guy around the corner. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy for Zed as he finds himself another, and B will be now returned to the Paris Legion.
Yeah, and C's been put under pressure. Will the neutralization come in? Yes, it will. We are going to see Kismet go down, but Kismet is a pain in the backside right now for the Royal Raven, should I say, as he's neutralized C, I believe 3 times already. Zed's on a 5-kill streak, 10 kills to his name, and it's 61 to 28. Now, I will say as well, if a lead gets a little too aggressive, it can get mathematically impossible to come back. But we are nowhere near that just yet. We've got plenty of time still to go. However, that kill feed is all orange. And Paris, I will say, categorically going into this, by pretty much everyone, were the worst team in the league.
Yep, they've got the least practice.
They're about to be 2-0, Miles.
They're very close to being 2-0 in map count already thus far at the COD League launch weekend here in Minneapolis. Shox neutralizes C. A's going to go for the full cap. Maybe, why not, mate? Treat yourself. You've been doing fine so far. Shox 6 and 6 with a ton of caps. Love to see it. This is looking brilliant for Paris thus far. However, this kind of pace is very, very mentally taxing. Can they keep this going? Can they keep this going for another 2 minutes? And then after this, an entire round? That's the question for me.
I certainly think that they can, and one thing I do want to point out as well is the neutralization on C has been so good. It's been absolutely incredible. Kismet's been doing it for the first kind of 2 minutes. Zed just then went on a 5-kill streak, a 2-kill streak, neutralized C, and then just sat. He stayed alive, and sometimes the most important thing on domination is staying alive. For the 6 minutes where we started, we're now down to just 90 seconds left, and for pretty much the majority of that, it's been 2 flags to Legion, 1 to Raven, and I tell you what, they've not even had that one sometimes. Kismet's on a 5-kill streak. Him and Zed.
Wow. Kismet
on fire, baby.
You gotta finish him. You've got to. Wuskins knew that he was coming back for another bite of that cherry, and he's gone now. Brilliant stuff, but hey, 97, fast approaching that 100-point mark in the first round of domination is Paris Legion. Cannot be sneezed at how fast they're playing, and you're watching them just run circles around the Ravens at this point in time. Perhaps a good-looking push now from the Ravens, slowly but surely developing towards B, and they've managed to make safe at the back. There's the shot through the smokes. Dens is going to be cleaned up. Jerd finding another one onto Luca. This is great. That's B. That's London. Fantastic work.
Okay, 50 seconds left. I mean, that is going to save them maybe 12 points here and give them a little bit of an advantage, or a lesser disadvantage, should we say, going into the second half. As you see the time on your screen, 45 seconds left, and guess what? We're seeing neutralizations come through. This time it's going to be Luca, finds himself 1, 2 spawn with him, so A and C are going to change hands, but the frustrating thing for these guys is, again, these spawns coming in, they're flipping them left, right, and center. Neutralization on A will go back in the hands of Royal Ravens if they jump on it, and they do.
Is it going to be enough, though? Wuskins rated. He's just trying to get out of spawn right now. I mean, they're just getting pounded. Trapped, really pummeled. Shox is like that. Come at me, bro. Right up there, and he's all good. Lovely kill to find a second. Now Zed trying to get into the mix, a little bit aggressive. He'll go down. B is still in the hands of Paris. It's very, very close. There's the neutralization. Goodbye points.
And if you think about it, if you look at the actual kills to deaths on both screens, it's not a huge lead. We really see only kind of 10 kills difference between the two teams right now. I think it's Kismet, who's 16 and 10, is having a great game so far. But overall, it's not that much of a difference.
US Air Force brings us our maps and modes here. This is the domination. As you can see, Paris have had their way with London thus far in the series. This is for the win here for the Paris Legion, going into this second round with a nice lead, a very healthy lead. Can they keep it up, and can they find a 3-0 here against their rivals, the Royal Ravens?
This is a huge mountain to climb. They're 2-0 down. They're down 118 to 64. They have 6 minutes to change this game. And look at the play. Look at the play. No one to be here. But the Legion, they've thrown absolutely everything and the kitchen sink here at rushing A. And the Ravens, they've been caught out. They are going to get B. However, A is changing hands so fast here. However, one player that was on it,
Shox is back.
taken out.
He's gone, and that's neutralized. 2 players now straight off spawn. They're going to get the kill. Waskin's going to clean up 3. Jurge trying to push the front line back, and now all of a sudden the Ravens are like, okay, deep breath. That did not work out for us. We're now going to get back on the points. They do have A and B right now, and that's fantastic. Uh-oh, wait a minute. They may not have B for much longer. Kismet's here. He's going to secure it. It's not even theirs. This could work out fantastically for Paris. The Ravens have not had a good start here in the second round.
And of course, just the one player jumping on it, sending one through and out and about here. Only one at a time, just right here. B is going to go back in the hands of the Ravens, and that is what they need so desperately. A is being decapped, though. It's not going to be decapped just yet. Big kill comes in onto number 6 there. We are going to see that one player fall down. That's going to be Kismet here, so he isn't going to get the cap onto A. Nice double from Dylan. He's going to have to throw everything here as he finds, I think, one more, but it's going to be Shox. Doesn't get the kill. He finds him, and his teammate will finish him. Waskin coming in with the Semtex.
And it is an absolute war for that A flag right now. I mean, no one has let up on it. Jerd is doing the best he can now to get the cap. He's going to leave that to his teammate as he tries to push forward and stop anyone else from Paris getting up in his face. I mean, devastating performances thus far from the Paris team. Jerd just gets cut down. C is going to be now taken care of by Paris once again. But look, London have held B almost the entire round.
Right. I mean, this is very good from Ravens, and we can't get away from that. But you start to think, is it good enough? You start to think, have they got what it takes? For me, what Ravens need to do, yes, they need to kind of assert the dominance, get A and B, and keep it, which they are doing. They need to get a couple of neutralizations on C. They don't necessarily need to cap it, but they need to give themselves the advantage here. Of course, like I said, 12 points per minute per flag here.
This is the first time we've seen Paris not able to roam freely across the map as London started to push them in towards that C point, but Zed does not give a rat's mate. He's charged through, found 2 kills, and he's trying to create an opening to allow the Paris squad to push forward and retake more of that map. 100 points now passed for the London Royal Ravens, but Zed, he's crowding in on towards B. He's getting ever closer. 1 or 2 kills is going to net a powerful position for them. Maybe able to get the cap. Zed's in. There's 1. He does find the kill, but he won't find any more, but his teammates are there still trying to keep the play alive, and it's going to be Kismet.
Important play here. Shox trying to go back and forward. Kismet on the flag. He's going to jump off for a second. He's going to try and wait for his teammates. He does get it about 3/4 of the way, but you see as the players slide on through, that will decrease, and it will go back to the Ravens at that point. Of course, Ravens still getting the points for it. 114 plays 145, and I tell you what, London have dominated this side. Waskins 20 and 14. Like I said on the previous round, the slaying side of things is not a problem right now. It's very close. We do see a slight negative coming in from Ravens, but they're certainly getting themselves back into it. Big push, will shut him down, and now with the last player taken out, the B will be neutralized for a second. And we are going to see this potentially be taken. Our Legion got actually taken away from them. They're so close.
So close.
They didn't get it.
B has been made safe now, and it's been neutralized there by London. That was crucial timing, brilliant covering fire, brilliant teamwork from them on those minecarts. So difficult to win a decisive team fight on those minecarts because of the cover, because of how many angles you can emerge from into those gunfights. They did an amazing job, and Waskins is still doing an amazing job, keeping this dream alive, keeping the play at B going. 50% captured, but these shots are fantastic, and now Waskins keeping it going. Dylan's coming out the side doors, trying to keep the fight going. Brilliant stuff there from London, but is it enough as Paris are just etching forward?
And it's so hard to cap B because, again, they're going to be in the boiler room. They're going to be at cold. They can flank through the vents, of course, come straight behind you. Neutralization of B does come through, but over by A as well. A's being taken away. It's going to be stopped just there. B does go in the hands of Paris Legion, and now 162 to 140. There's only 2 minutes, and less than 2 minutes, should I say, on the clock. This is very deep water. It's bad news for London. They need to go quick. They need to go fast, and it might require more than just capping B.
Deep breath now for Waskins. get back on the point, get those kills. He needs his teammates to start showing up behind him, and the reinforcements have just arrived. Rated now, bringing the MP5 up the rear. Here comes the backup from Jerd through pipes. The three of them now making their way onto the point. They've got to make these kills decisive. Good stuff from the boys in London as B is now made safe.
Yeah, B's been made safe. However, C's been neutralized. This is perfect from the Ravens here. There's one player that you need to keep your eyes on. That's going to be Scraps, who's lingering around. You see him there, hop, skip, and a jump, but he is going to go down. So C is going to be tried to be taken back by the Legion. Look how close the scoreline is right now. With 60 seconds left, Miles, there's 23 points between them. If Paris can just hold on to one flag, that is all they need.
The dying seconds of the game. Let's have a very quick Astro-sponsored listen in with the Paris Legion.
One count we win. One count we win, guys.
Yeah. Don't play too
Just for a little bit longer. Just for a little bit longer.
Just for
a little bit longer.
Still get mass control.
When is it over, Denz? When is it over?
I'm gonna go see.
I'm already going to push me, Luke. Hold on. I'm trying dead.
Nice. Oh, swing it back.
I'm on C.
Oh, swing it back what?
Flank it B.
Yeah, nice, Luke. Nice, Luke.
Nice, boys.
Fucking shit.
You guys suck, man. Let's fucking go, man.
Let's go,
boys.
Still playing this map, bro.
Yeah, still fucking play. Who gives a shit, bro?
Yeah, put that stats down, man.
I've got actually
Life
No,
is a
don't give a
fucking
shit.
blessing, boys.
shit, boys.
Awful. Let's fucking go, man.
Well, there you go. You're seeing the earphones come out. You're seeing the headsets come off. And I know you heard exactly what those players said. The Paris Legion have only gone and 3-0'd the London Royal Ravens. Welcome to the COD League.
Tell you what, we saw all over social media. That man right there, Kismet, said, London who? And he just stepped up to the plate hugely. Josh, the coach, of course, huge congratulations as he again joined the Paris side. And I will say, London, they were telling everyone to throw those power rankings in the bin. And honestly, I don't even know what to think now, because they were so dominant yesterday. We have to highlight the good from the Ravens. It was incredible what they did to New York. However, right there, I just saw someone trolling him a little bit in the top left. Right there, Paris. Are they what Kismet said? Are they like a top 4 team right now?
We all had a little laugh to ourselves when Kismet was like, yeah, we're a top 4 team. We were like, really? Really? Is this possible? Who knows? After today's performance, after what we just saw from London yesterday, who knows? Does that guy know? Do you know? You probably don't know. He's got no idea. We'll find out, though, as the COD League develops onwards, and what a series that was. A real surprise. And I know there's a whole slew of fans across the globe, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in London. If you're a massive Zed fan, I know his family's having a good time right now. They have to be happy with that kind of result. Well, Phil, I think that's all from us here. Puckett, take it away on the stage.
Thank you so much. We have to get the instant reaction powered by PlayStation here. We've got Kismet, who last night was talking the talk, but today you walk the walk. You clean slate it. A 3-0 over your rival in Europe. How you feeling right now?
Feeling great. They said they were a top 3 team. That was pretty pathetic.
Minneapolis, do you like the heat coming out of this man? Because I love it. So, tell me about this squad. Gas them up, because everyone had you at the bottom of the power rankings. I feel like Paris Legion has made a statement here this weekend.
It goes all out to my teammates, man. They are the first team that I've ever really had that allows me to do what I do. They fill in every little gap. They just, before maps, are like, let Kismet fly, let him do him. And I have a blast on the map. These guys, I wouldn't ask for any other teammates.
Well, who else do you have your sights on? Who else do you want to take down and prove that Paris Legion deserves to be considered one of the best teams in this league?
Really, any of the top 3 teams right now. I think the top 3 right now are probably Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago, one of those 3. But any team that we play, we're going to come out with a fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's personalities like this that make Call of Duty so great. Give it up one more time for Kismet and the Paris Legion. We're going to send it back to the desk to continue the conversation.